That's muted. We'll get this up here. All right, stream is started. We're live. All right, can you hear me, Connor? You'll have to yell because I won't be able to hear you otherwise. Connor, can you hear me? Okay, cool. Just making sure. All right. So I'm going to go tell people that we're live. Let's see. All right. Message, let people know that we're live. Let's start looking at what we need to do to get this darn CI working. Pull that. Okay. Let's go to GitHub. Maybe I need to go to the Opam-repository. Opam-repository. GitHub. Pull requests. Oh, nice. New stuff has been coming in. Alright. So we got these failing tests. Everything was skipped. That kind of stinks. I don't understand why everything was skipped. Alright, you see everything was skipped. Let's just start with this one. Obviously nothing should be skipped in 5.3. It says looking for base 64 greater than or equal to 3.50. No matching version. Really? No matching version for 3.5 or 350. Alright. Let's go take a look at our dependencies. And then base 64 greater than 3.5. That doesn't feel like... Okay, well, base 64 mod. That's this, right? Yeah. Require base 64. Base 64. What version are we on? 351. Came out in January of 2023. Oh. Oh, no. Did I? This should be 3.5.0. Oh. Okay. That's not the file I even need to change. I need to go to Dune project. Guys, this is literally killing me trying to get this CI to pass. I really wish that there was some way that I could run the CI like locally. Alright. Wasn't there a way that I could like Opam install locally? Local pack. No. Stack Overflow is better than AI. You heard it here first. So we enter opam pin add dot in the base directory, and your project will be installed as if it was an opam package. Oh, or I can just pin this. Am I the only one that doesn't like to pin stuff just because I'm confident that I will forget to unpin it later? I probably should just be creating more switches, honestly, but here we are. Let's see. All right. Let's do a Dune build. Git status. Okay. Correctly versioning that. Don't steal my password. Otherwise I'll have to get a new one. Let's see. What do we... Everything's working right now, right? I mean, I just did a build. Let's do a quick test to see what state everything's in. If everything's in a good state, maybe I'll just close this PR and just tag a new version. Just forget it, you know. It's good to stay at the top of the queue anyway, I guess. Alright, so we need to create a new tab. Let's pop over to our OCaml OAuth client. Remember, all of these auth strings are bogus. They're for a standalone auth server that I stood up that is not connected to anything. George, if you were watching this, this is safe. I promise you, these are not real secrets. Yeah. so I work at Beyond Identity. So what I've done is I have created an OAuth 2 application in a test tenant, in my Beyond Identity test tenant. And I have just created a fake auth server that I can just use for testing stuff. Super handy, actually. That's the biggest reason people struggle to roll their own auth, I feel like, is because you have no control over the server side of the auth usually, because you're just kind of, you're figuring out how to connect to someone else's auth, like GitHub or whatever. I guess if you're rolling your auth, maybe you're also building the upper one, but I don't know. It's just challenging to like do much testing with a client library, but that's where Beyond Identity came in. I'm just using a Beyond Identity test tenant with my own OAuth 2 application setup. That is something that I'd like to do with Savvy, though, is I would like to be able to create like at least test OAuth 2 servers, so that I could use that to test Savvy locally. I'd like to be able to use Savvy to stand up a test server that I can then test the client side with. That's probably down the road, and that could also like move things to a place where we could have Savvy be a package that people could use for rolling their own auth. Not that I think that's necessarily a great idea for everyone, but there is like a class of person who is building things for a smaller subset of people, and that persona, they should roll their own auth. My opinion. So let's see what we got. We have a bunch of stuff set up. I've just got a test server set up to test all the different flows. Right now we're working on the refresh flow because we need refresh tokens to work, because obviously that's like a normal thing that people are going to want to do with their OAuth stuff, right? Like they're going to want a refresh token. They're not going to want their users to be forced to log in every single time. And that's fine. So we were just putzing around. Right now we're doing error handling. So we're trying to capture when there's a failure. So I'm trying to use this catch. So let's see if it's actually working. Dune build. Okay. Dune execute. OAuth. Nope. Alright, so that's running. So if I go to refresh, it should fail. Yes. Provided refresh token is expired or revoked, unable to refresh your access. So this, what you see on the left, this is the response from the upstream auth server. So we're just print stringing it, or print endlining it. What you see on the right is the custom tailored message that we built. So the thing that I need to figure out now is whenever I build this custom message, how do I get the information from that error to be in here? It seems like right here is where my error is. Just wondering if I can just do contents. Is there a description? No. Contents. I don't really understand what that's. What is an EXN type? Let's see. OCaml EXN type. Error handling. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Neat. All right. There are 3 major ways to make it possible to ignore errors. There are 3 major ways to make it impossible to ignore errors. Okay. Use them. Do not encode errors inside data. Okay, good. Yeah. Exceptions. Historically, the first way of handling errors in OCaml is exceptions. Standard library relies heavily upon them. They don't appear in types. How do I, what the heck? Raise foo. Oh no. How do I catch this? Find. feel like I shouldn't have even used an exception. I should just return a record type or an option. Option feels way better here. If I were to, what would it look like to do that? Let's take a look. Let's go to a auth client. Hit the bottom. Up. Guess we've got fail with. What if instead we did what are their option types? Is there option types besides some and none? This is going to become quickly apparent that I'm not super good at OCaml. No, okay. Options just have some or none. Maybe I return a tuple. That was what you do in JavaScript. And I hate to base anything off what I would do in JavaScript, but right. In that case, I could do something like I could return a none record and then a sum record. Like that. So then all of these other ones would just return none here. Wait, undo that. Fail with E. What the heck is E? Oh, right, E's the error message. Okay. In this case, then I would return none sum E. Whoops. Need a comma. Commas are important in many ways, many times. Okay, good. This is an expression expecting type token response LWT. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to change so much stuff now. Crap. Okay. Well, here we go. So return none, and then some. Got it. So in this case, I want to return some token, none error, some none. Okay, everything up here doesn't matter. Now I come back to this one. And this I don't want to fail with. I want to do none good things, some bad things. Same thing here. None good things. Some. Okay. Eventually it's going to catch on and it's going to see that there are more of this new way of putting it. None, comma, some. Okay, error, token right there. So this is none. Oh, no. Some tokens. None error. Okay. How's everything sounding out there, Connor? Are you still listening? Awesome. Thanks, buddy. For anyone else that's watching this stream in the future, my son Connor is my stream moderator, and he's watching to make sure that everything looks good and sounds good, because I was not sure in this early morning stream if there would be anyone out there to watch and listen. And so Connor's being my big helper today. Super appreciative. He's the best. All right. None faileth. All right. So we want to do none good things, some error. Continuing on. none good things, some error. Man, this gets really tedious. This is one of those places where I should have probably used cursor. Because then it would have probably let me tab complete all of these. Alright, let's see. Turning a tuple. None good things happened, some error. Oops, some error. I don't even know what the right way here is. I think this will work though. I feel like using a tuple here makes sense. I can't wait to have to refactor all this out. We'll see. Okay, in the good cases we're doing some token, none error. Okay. All those matched. All those matched. I need to do some earlier error handling. I guess we do kind of do that with the match. Whatever. None good things. Some error. Alright. Not sure if this is the right way to do this. But I feel like this will make sense. Because this way, as a developer using Savvy, I can get a response back, and that will just, I'll be able to do a match on that option type that I get back as the response, and then I'll always know if it passed or failed based on which ones got stuff in it, right? Yeah. Yeah, because then I can always check the error, and if the error is good, I can move on to the good stuff. Yeah, I think that's right. We're going to see. None. Some. Oh, this has to have its own set of curlies because it's a tuple. No. Oh, it's because I lack a comma. Nope, not there. Oh, I didn't lack a comma. Hold on. Now it's really mad. Not included in get authorization URL. Yep, okay. Everything looks good. Now we just start updating up here. Option, star, option. Right, that's what it wants. Option times string option. Oh. I want this to be a string option. I guess I don't really have a choice. It's got to be some kind of option. And then this will be option star string option. This option star string option. And then this one, total response option, star string option. Where are you looking for this? Why are you complaining here? Exchange code for token, string, LWT, not included in, string, option. Oh, did I miss a case? I probably just missed a case. Exchange code. Is it just because the MLI file is wrong? Maybe it's because the MLI file is wrong. So this is option. Let's do a build. That way I can complain. Okay. Expression should have A, B, C. Yes. What file is that in? That's in main. I don't care about anything in main. Test savvy. Shoot, I probably do care about test savvy, but auth client ML right there. What's that one? This expression has what I'm expecting to have. An expression is expected of client. What? 277. Oh, that's from main. Okay, sorry. This says an expression of type A star B, but an expression was expected of type C client IO. On line 277, huh? Why would you expect that here? That is an interesting thing to be expecting. Maybe I just undo all of this and do a better job of handling the fail with. Okay, got this. Takes me into here. So why does this think? Why does this think that it needs something else here? So we've got our body. The LWT, or so the body's being unwrapped to a string. We pipe that in here, we get the string, and we run it through YoJSON and decode it into a record. Then we match to see if it successfully unwraps stuff or not. So if it successfully unwrapped stuff, it goes into this case. And then it should have a token response. I didn't think I was still wrapping this in LWT. Maybe I have to. Do I have to do that? I might have to do that. What's up, bud? Oh, it's Abigail. What do you need, sweetheart? Daughter is knocking on the door. Okay. So this is telling me that it actually needs that LWT return. But why does it need this? This is an interesting thing for it to need. Signature mismatch. Yeah, but it's not expecting an LWT. So why is it upset before? Not compatible with type. So take those back out. Why is it angry with me here? I feel like I need to draw this somewhere. I need to think this through visually. Alright, there's our OAuth 2 code for our authorization code flow. Let's come over here. So we got a situation where we make a request from the client to the server. We get this request. And it's going to respond with something. It needs an error of some sort. Because when I come back to the client, warn, timeout. Oh, I'm just going to ban you. Yeah, lots of porn bots out there, it seems. Alright, so we've got a request coming in from the server, or going from the client to server, making a request. Something's going to come back. It's going to come back as either a, whoops. It's going to either be a good response or a bad response. Those are the options these days. So, I need a way Why does this not connect correctly? What the heck? Come up here. I guess technically this line needs to connect over here actually. And this comes up here. And we get ourselves a response. Why are you like this, Arrow? Come on. So, we need to determine if the response is good. It's going to go through JSON processing with YoJSON, and that's going to basically either hose itself or it's going to succeed. Why is this not accepting the OK? Token response of YoJSON. I feel like I need to do some logging. But I can't because it won't build. Ugh. So we can come in here. This is good. If it's good, we want to return token. If it's bad, actually, if it's bad, we want to return an error. MSG. Feels like the easiest way for OCaml to check this is if I always return both, though, right? Like if I just return these as a tuple, then I'm always just returning one thing. I feel like returning one thing makes sense. So why is this? What does this think this is? This expression has type tuple, but expression is expected of something LWT. Why is it expecting something of LWT? Exchange code for token, string, token response option, string option. Okay, that's a tuple. There is a spot in Savvy where we do it. Oh, I already changed it here though. Wait, did I not change it in here? Oh, I'm just a fool. Okay, here we go. So this is option star string option. Wow, really whiffed that one. Okay, this always returns two things. Then if I go back to here, oh, it's still, it's just at least, oh, hold on, that's a lot less errors. Yeah, okay. Now that one's still, oh, client IO, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, anyway, we continue on. So we still got a mismatch. What does it think the mismatch is this time? Values do not match. Exchange code for token. String, LWT is not included in string, that. Yes, I agree with you. String, AWT is not compatible. Okay, yes, agreed. Where is that happening? Is it somewhere down here? None of these seem like they're doing that. Why are you expecting this here? Oh, hey. What's up, Shreyas? We're just trying to figure this situation out here. I tried to refactor my error handling, and it's erroring. I got your name right. I mean, it's your username. I mean, I feel like maybe you could shorten it to Shrey if you're just really lazy, but yeah. But great. I'm glad I got your name right. I feel like we've been mutuals on Twitter long enough that that feels good. All right. Why does this think there's an LWT? Where am I using an LWT? That's tuple. That's tuple. That's tuple. 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 Fair enough. Am I? Where? Seems odd. It seems like a pretty... maybe it's just me. I thought it seemed pretty easy to pronounce. Let's see. I think it's probably people just trying to avoid, like, saying it in a way that's going to sound like derogatory. I feel like Dylan ran a whole gambit where he just broke your name up into two parts to make it into something derogatory. And now people are probably just too scared to say it that way because they are afraid they're going to be making fun of you if they do. Man, I feel like... Fair enough, fair enough. Alright. I've messed this up somewhere else now. But where? But where? Nope. It's gotta be in here somewhere. Update that. I could fix the tests. Maybe I just need to fix the tests. Why is this saying it's... Oh, yeah. Okay, maybe I should update main and have main match that with and I still need, wait, I bet you that's my problem. Hold on. All right, so all of this stuff in here is happening inside an LWT. Not that one though, this one. Yeah, all this stuff is happening inside promises. So maybe I have to return a promise here. Oh. I have to return a promise. Man, I hate handling exceptions. It's such a incredibly painful experience. All right, well, let's just undo all the things. Actually, let's just, what all have we been? It's just been, this last set of things was just, yeah, just error handling stuff. Let's just scorched earth. Forget it all. Everything will be back to working. Rebuild. Cool. Okay. We're not going to go that route. Like, the issue that I'm trying to figure out is, in a case where I make a request to refresh a token and it just absolutely biffs it, how do I give something useful to the user? Someone's sliding a note under my door. This is it. It's either a ransom note or a demand. Thank you. I'm not at all sure what this is. It's just children's art. Cool. I mean, could have been worse, I guess. It could have been asking me for money. Alright. Try to do a refresh token. Things happen. I need to respond in a way. I thought I had a catch in here before. Oh no, I was only doing that in the other one. I was trying to catch in the... Okay. Well, we can just go... Oh, wait. Well, I've been in the wrong... No, yeah, here's the catch. Okay. I've been trying to use this lwt.catch and figure out how to unwrap the error message. Like, okay, well, how to get the message from exn. Print exc. Okay. Let's try that. What is the framework? Oh, the framework is just raw OCaml. Just straight OCaml. I am building the Savvy OAuth 2 client library right now so that OCaml apps can make authenticated connections to OAuth 2 services. The server stuff. Yeah, OCaml I'm using co-HTTP. Sorry. Co-HTTP is the library that I'm using right now for the server stuff, the HTTP requests. This is just like, this file that you're seeing here is just a dummy, like a test file. I didn't want to go through like setting up like a whole Dream stack and stuff like that. In a real world, I would use Dream. I prefer Dream. But yeah, co-HTTP is super simple. It just lets me drop this, like, I'm just basically just making all these dummy endpoints and then just passing it to a server. It's basically just a server that listens on a port and then it just accepts a callback and then it just matches based on the URI of what the request is at and then just does send stuff to that. Super simple. Not good for production, but great for just, testing the nonsense that I'm working on. So let's see, print exc2 string. Oh, hello. That's kind of cute. Let's see if that works. All right, well. Hey, oh, what is all this? It wraps it in failure. Oh, thanks. Provided refresh token is expired or revoked. Wait, no, that's right. The failure. How do I get rid of the failure? This print exe kind of like match on it, like. Returns a string representation of the exception. Maybe that's fine. Maybe I don't care. I guess it's an exception. It's probably like... is this useful to my end user to have it exposed this way, though? Like if I... Yeah, because the user's not... I don't think the user's going to just want to print out anything they get from Savvy. They're going to want to... They're just going to handle that an error has happened and they're going to do their own thing. But they're probably going to want to, like, check on that error to see what it is. Right? This is Kitty terminal. Just terminal tabs in Kitty. I am not smart enough to use all the cool terminal emulators like Dylan or TJ. I just stick with the basics. Oh, I'm in the wrong one anyway. Alright. I don't think this is good. I think I want to maybe if I'm getting an error, a specific error type, I should just be failing with that error code. Because like our token requests have specific error codes that the RFC actually specifies. This is a read the docs kind of stream. Security considerations, where was the flow? Yeah. Access token response. Where's my error messages? Oh, an error response is script section 5. There we go. Yeah. So our error has to have one of these types in order for, or sorry, one of these ones up here for it to be valid. I read the spec so many times. I know, this is a good spec. This is actually a pretty well written one too. Oh, let's see. All right, so we've got to, I think I want to update this. These fail with strings don't mean anything. Well, maybe they do. I was trying to decide, like, what do people actually care about? Like a developer who's building their own app using Savvy, what are they going to want to see? They're probably, I don't think that I should be building error messages that are expected to bubble up to a client. I think every error message that I make in Savvy should be for the benefit of the developer. Yes. So let's keep these friendly then. Yeah. Because we can do our fail with and we can do error description, because this fail with, if there's an actual error from the token, we're printing what came back from the auth server, or we're failing with what came from the auth server. So that's good. Okay. So in that case, everything is, yeah, as intended. So I would not want my client to do this, or I would not want the developer to do this. I would just want them to recognize that there was an exception, and then they're going to tell their client, hey, there was a problem. You're going to need to try again, or give them some sort of helpful tip. Yeah, then they can always respond, or they can always do more checking here, like some regex or something. I don't know. We'll have to adjust that later. I feel like maybe we can do like some kind of an error code type that they can then like match on. Yeah, just document the errors, like what happens when or whatever. Yeah. So it's just gonna be, this is the error that came back from the auth server. You do with it what you want. Again, don't show this to your client. It might actually be sensitive information in there. Who knows? All right. So we need to, I actually need to retag my PR. I think I'm just going to close this PR. I've been trying to get this into the Opam registry for a few days. Well, I say it. Not that I've been trying and it's not been working. I've been trying to get the CI to pass. You've seen the tweets, yeah. But I just found out this morning as I jumped on the stream that I misversioned the base 64 package, and that's why it's failing right now. It's looking for package 3.50 instead of 3.5.0. So we just need to let's see where we're at. Git status. Everything's up to date. Why would I git pull? Literally no one else works on this library. Okay. We need, I'm trying to remember what I had to do for this. I can push I can do a Dune release and it'll automatically push to this PR. But the last time I did that, it took several days before the CI would run again. So I'm kind of thinking that I just delete this PR and submit a new one. That also takes it back to the top of the PR list. I don't know if that's good or bad though. And I don't want to be like, I don't know. I don't want people to feel like I'm just like keeping my stuff at the top. Maybe let's just try pushing. We can always delete the PR if need be. All right. How do we do this again? I need to get tag. Okay, I gotta delete get tag. So get -d tag 0.2.0. Nope. Get tag -d 0.2.0, right? Yeah. And I need to do get push delete. Oh shoot, what was it that I had to do with this? This was like the sketchiest one. It's like to delete an upstream tag. Get delete tag from up. There it is. Yeah, get push origin -- delete 0.2.0. Okay. Man, deleting stuff is always so scary. Cool. Now we remove the build directory because it's got a bunch of version stuff in it. And then we do Dune tag. Nope. We do Dune release tag. Create get tag from head. Yes. Tagged head. Cool. And then we can do Dune release. And it's going to do all the checks. It says push tag. Yep. Push the tag. Create release. Yes. Upload build release asset, yes. Open PR to Opam-repository, yes, but it already exists. The existing pull request for release has been automatically updated. Sweet. What is Dune release? Awesome, excellent question. Dune release is a package released by the Dune team to streamline the process of pushing your package to the Opam repository. So I am right now working to get Savvy into the Opam repository. As you mentioned, you've seen the tweets. And UR had sent me a tweet showing me this Dune release package. And it's sweet. I forgot. You have to put GitHub before, otherwise it's immediately sure you're talking about the movie. This should exist for NPM. Actually, maybe this should exist for it. So the key reason that Dune release is important is because all of Opam is managed through a Git repository. So every package that goes into Opam actually has to be an approved PR that someone then merges in. So it actually slows the process down kind of a lot, and it introduces a lot of moderation, which I think was kind of the opposite of what the NPM guys were going for. They wanted people to put as much stuff into NPM as possible, which, I mean, has proven challenging occasionally. Like that time that guy created the package that just pulls all other packages. That was fun. And took down the NPM repo, I believe, temporarily. Yeah, so Dune release, super sweet. It's got all sorts of checks in it for it. So you can do like Dune release check, and it'll actually run all the builds and run all the stuff, and it'll be like, are you good to go to NPM or to Opam? Oh yeah, that's true. The tagging and checking stuff is that. Yeah, that part would be really nice. But yeah, it's great. It does all the checks for you. It'll validate your Opam file. It does everything. it'll build, like, you don't even have to do the git tag. So the dune release tag command creates the tag, but you can actually skip that if you just want to do that yourself, which I mean, maybe people do. But yeah, it's super nice. It's super nice. I don't even know if I'd be halfway to the Opam repository at this point if it wasn't for dune release. All right, let's look at our pull request. See if things are starting again as they're supposed to. Yes, they are. Awesome. Yes, and all of the checks are starting again. Haha. All right. Now we just have to wait another hour before that finishes. Bummer. But that's fine. Maybe today will be the day that we make it into the Opam repository. Maybe. I should build this for JSR. What's JSR? Do I not know about something? Oh, JavaScript registry. Interesting. And is it? Yeah, you should totally build a dune release for this. NPM but open source. Excellent. That's the best kind of source. Choose package. Yeah, this reminds me a lot of what is PHP's package repository? Packagist. Yeah, this reminds me a lot of Packagist. Packagist is pretty cool. So I'm assuming JSR is also pretty cool. This one was super easy. It's like super confusing when you put a package in for the first time because it's like, be careful, you can't ever change this name. So pick the one that you really want. Like, if you do anything wrong, they'll kill your family. Like, you know, it's just very extreme. But once you get it done, it's great. So yeah, this feels kind of the same. Pick a package name, pick some scopes, and you're good to go. Pick a package name, do some scopes, you're good to go. I created my package in Packagist is called Huckabuild. It was a WordPress clone. Not really a clone though. It's painful and simple, but I wanted to try putting a package in there. All right. That release is building. I need to come up with a new error handling flow at some point. Unbound model, what the heck? Huh. Panic ensues. Right after I pushed the Opam repository load up the code and have errors everywhere. I like literally had to like leave this message on this PR because I was like, people are gonna see this PR and they're gonna be like, this guy is a hack. Don't let his package get into the repository. All right. Refresh token is still not working though. Not working correctly. I'm trying to think how I'm gonna get this for my little like test app though. I need to figure out how I'm gonna get an actual refresh token because I just hard coded one in, thinking that it would still be good. But it seemed like that didn't work. Well, does it not? The token should be good. The token shouldn't matter if my server goes down or not. I should be able to do... No. Oh, we should... vendor... The way I'm using Savvy in this test one. Somebody has to manually approve every new version. Yes. That appears to be the case in Opam. Someone has to manually say yes to every single one. And it seems like that moves pretty smoothly. They only have 46 open PRs. And like the file that you're actually submitting is literally just the Opam file. Like that's all that gets included in the project, so it's kind of I don't know who's reading these things over. Wait, why is this? Yeah, 350. Okay. But yeah, apparently someone out there can read this and then it makes sense to them. I think it's really just the CI. The CI does a lot of work because it's actually really interesting. The CI for these, the Opam CI will go back. No, it's already failed. It'll go back to past versions of OCaml for like all of these different versions of OCaml, and it'll attempt to install your package on like every different version of OCaml. It'll install it on different versions of Linux, or on different versions of like, I don't know what even some of these are, Lambda, F Lambda, like Nightlies or something, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, it'll build on FreeBSD, Mac OS, Windows. It'll just try to build everything. There's gotta be a way to rebuild the failures. It says timed out. I think request timed out is fine. I'm not concerned about those. The fact that lower bounds test passed on 408, yes, that has never happened yet. So that seems really good. This does sound expensive. I'm really, like, I have no idea who is paying for all this CI, which is just another reason why I'm, like, feeling kind of bad about the number of times I've had to push to this PR and kick off the CI. Some poor French institute out there is just cracking under the weight of my ignorance. All right. Oh, what time is it? Oh, shoot, it's 8:05. All right. I'm going to have to stop streaming now because I have to go eat breakfast and then work my actual job. So, we're going to have to leave off here. It's been great hanging out, Shreyas. We will see you later. All right. Landing the ship. I need to, where's the button I'm supposed to click? Button there. All right. See you.